Hello students, good morning. We know that informed search algorithm uses some heuristic function to carry out search. That heuristic function we call it Hn. N is a node. That function H use at node N. So this heuristic function helps you to guide the search. In this category of search algorithms, we have discussed basic algorithm called as hill climbing search algorithm. Then we saw that this hill climbing search has problems like local maxima, reach or plateau kind of region. Then we resolve this problem in another search algorithm which is improvement over this hill climbing search, that is best first search algorithm. Today we are going to discuss beam search algorithm in this category of heuristic search algorithm. This beam search algorithm is a heuristic search algorithm which uses some heuristic function Hn. So let us recall our hierarchy of algorithms. Informed search algorithm we have classified into different types. Initially we started with hill climbing search. In hill climbing search algorithm which use an heuristic function. So current base node is explored, all its successors are checked, and then from those successors best is found. Again that is explored until you reach to the goal. So because of that, this algorithm, since it cannot backtrack, it had problems like local maxima and reach kind of region or flat kind of region, and it was not optimal. And therefore we discuss another algorithm modification over this hill climbing search, that was base first search algorithm. This base first search algorithm also use heuristic function Hn, and it uses a priority queue in addition to that and tries to find out the best path. But we have seen that it is not optimal and memory required is also high. Sometimes it may not even find out the solution, so it is not complete. Today you are going to discuss another search algorithm which is a heuristic search algorithm called as beam search algorithm. This beam search algorithm also uses heuristic function. That heuristic function is Hn as that of your best first search algorithm. So here the heuristic function uses h of n, and this Hn is used to find out the most promising solution path. Now let us see how it works. Basically this beam search algorithm, as we have seen, it's a heuristic search algorithm. So it starts with some starting node, then it is explored, all its children successor nodes are generated. Among these successors, every time you are going to check, is there a goal present? If no, then out of these n successors, only few successors are chosen. For example, these two successor nodes are chosen, and then these two are again explored further to generate its successor nodes. Again, after every iteration, you are going to check, is there a goal present among these successor nodes? If no, then again you are going to select few nodes. For example, this and this two nodes are selected. They are explored further. All its successor nodes are generated. And then you are again going to check, is there a goal present among all these successors? So that's how this beam search algorithm functions. And selection of this few nodes, that depends upon your Hn, that is heuristic function. So this is similar to a base first search, because out here also you are selecting best nodes, but instead of considering all nodes, in base first search we have stored all these nodes on the priority queue, or partial solution paths are stored on the priority queue. Out here we are not going to do that. We are going to select few nodes, that is dependent on your beam width, that is called as beam width out here. Now, since it works in this fashion, it is called as greedy search algorithm. So it is, you might have noticed that it is like a breadth first search also. Here, if you can recall, these two nodes, they they are explored completely. All their successors are generated like that of breadth first search algorithm, that is your BFS algorithm. So it's like a breadth first search where you generate all the successor nodes of selected nodes. It only going to store few nodes out of those successor nodes, and that is decided by a parameter which is called as beta. This beta is called as beam width. So beta successor nodes will be selected, that will be based on heuristic values associated with those successor nodes. So best two nodes will be selected if this beta is equal to 2. This beta is called as beam width. So only fewer nodes are selected, that is dependent on beta. What about remaining nodes? The remaining nodes are pruned. So if beta is more, what will happen? If beta is more, you are going to select more nodes and you are going to explore more nodes. But if beta is, beam width is less, what will happen? More nodes will be pruned. So if beta is greater, fewer nodes are pruned. So algorithm will take more time. And if beta is small, then fewer nodes will be, more nodes will be pruned. Then there is another variation of this beam search. This beam width, you can make it flexible. It can be fixed or it can be variable. So because of this, you can make this algorithm more dynamic. Now let us see how this algorithm works. Algorithm starts with starting node. So suppose this S is your starting node. Now S is not a goal, so that S will be explored, generating its successor nodes. So all these 5 nodes are the successor nodes of this S, they will be generated along with corresponding their heuristic values Hn. So every node out here will have Hn value associated with it. Now depending upon beam width, beta number of nodes will be selected out of this 5. Suppose this beam width is 2. So out of this 5, 2 nodes will be selected. So this pink color 2 nodes are selected out of this 5. How these 2 are selected? Based on values of Hn. So best 2 nodes are selected. These 2 nodes will be explored further. So first node has generated again 4 children. Second node has generated 5 children. Since beta is 2, out of this 9, again 2 nodes are generated. 2 nodes are selected for further expansion. So after further exploration, this node has generated 5 nodes, this node has generated again 2 nodes. So out of this, 2 best nodes will be selected, and every time after every iteration you are going to check whether the node, one of the node in generated node is a goal node or not. If it is a goal node, algorithm will terminate and return the result. So here node shown in red, that is a goal node. So that algorithm will terminate out here and it will return the solution. It will move from S to this node, then from pink color node to this second pink color node, then this node, and then it will reach to the goal. So that's how this beam search algorithm works. So let us evaluate this algorithm, analyze this algorithm, talk about its time complexity. Time complexity of this beam search algorithm. Then let us find out how it works. It generates all the successors but select only beta number of nodes out of those n successors. right? So algorithm will terminate at depth m where your solution goal node is present. So it has to visit beta multiplied by m nodes. So if beta is more, number of nodes visited will be more. If beta is less, number of visited nodes will be less because m will be fixed. So time complexity of this beam search algorithm will be beam width multiplied by depth at which your goal node is found. So that will be beta multiplied by m. So this is beta multiplied by m, where beta is beam width and m is the depth at which your goal node is found. So it is linear in nature. So this is worst case time complexity. In general, time required or time complexity of this beam search algorithm even less than this. Let us come to space required for this beam search algorithm. Since it does not store all nodes on the queue, it stores only beta number of nodes every time. Therefore, the space required for this beam search algorithm is also linear, that is beta multiplied by m. So space requirement is also linear, that is beta, that is beam width multiplied by the depth at which your goal node is found. So this is worst case space complexity. In general, sometimes you may find out the space required is even less than this. Come to the optimality. Optimality refers to whether the algorithm will give you best path. Always. It may not give you the best solution because you are not going to consider every successor node of the current base node, and therefore there might be a case the path along with which your best solution is present that you have pruned during this process, and that will happen if your heuristic function is not accurate. If heuristic function is accurate, then it may be optimal, but if it is not optimal, then it may not give you the optimal solution. Then come to the completeness of this algorithm. Completeness refers to will it give you solution? Do you have guarantee that it will definitely give you solution if it exists? Again, out here answer is no, because there might be a case the path along with which your goal is present, you might have pruned it by limiting this beam width b or beta. So sometimes that can happen. That means the path along with which the goal node is present, since beta is limited, you might not have considered that path, you pruned that path, that node, and algorithm may not give you the solution. So therefore it is not even complete. So you will find out, although the algorithm is very good in terms of time and space, but it is not optimal as well as it is not complete. But we have solution for this. If you have more accurate heuristic function and if you increase the beam width, then you can improve performance of this beam search algorithms. You can make it complete. Similarly, more precise heuristic function, and if you increase the beam width, that is beta, that will make this algorithm also optimal. Now let us find out what are the advantages of this algorithm. It is very clear from our previous discussion that its memory requirement is linear, so therefore it is advantageous. So it can go deeper into the search space, which many of the algorithms they may not go. And second major advantage of this algorithm is its speed of processing. It has very high speed of processing because it limits the beam width, and because of that time required to reach to the goal node is less. There are various applications of this beam search algorithm in today's AI systems. If your search space is very large, then this beam search algorithm is preferred, because sometimes your AI system, they may have limited memory, and in that particular limited memory space, beam search algorithm is the best candidate to work with. This algorithm was first developed at Carnegie Mellon University, and it was used in speech recognition system, and name of that system was RP speech recognition system. Therefore, later on, this algorithm has been used in many machine translation systems, and nowadays it is used in neural machine translation, and we call that as deep natural language processing algorithm. In addition to that, it is also used in image captioning as well as chatbots. So that kind of applications where you have many options, and out of that you have to select few options. Quality of options that matters. For such applications, this beam search algorithm is preferred. Basically, it has major use nowadays in translation. The reason is, in translation you have many options available. Let us look at this. Suppose this is your current state, and translation of this, you have 4 different options. Translation of this particular sentence has resulted it by some technique 4 different translations. You evaluate quality of these translations by using some heuristic function, and you select top best. For example, if beta is equal to 2 out of this. Explore them. So this is how you can use this beam search algorithm in your translation type of applications. Let us summarize what we have discussed. From the functioning of beam search, if you find that if you increase this beam width, suppose this beta is equal to, beta is beam width, a large number, then your algorithm is as good as breadth first search algorithm. So basically this algorithm, beam search algorithm, is a combination of best first search and breadth first search. It has advantages of both the algorithms. Then because of this beam width, you can limit memory requirement of this algorithm. Therefore, this is used in large systems. And this beam width gives you the balance between computational overhead and search quality in large systems. In next class, we will discuss another variation of heuristic search algorithm, which is called as Tabu search algorithm.